Watching this video is going to fast track your learning as a musician by years. If I had known what I'm about to teach you, I would be twice as good a guitar player, at least, as I am now, and twice as good a musician. The most important thing to becoming a great musician is having a great ear. Ear training is key. It's number one. It's the most important thing. If you don't know that when you play this note and then you play this note, what it's going to sound like before you play it, then stop right there. Stop and go learn all of your intervals, ascending and descending. Memorize every single one of them. This video, I'm going to help teach you a little trick to learning your intervals faster when you're tuning your guitar. And everyone should know that when you hit, for instance, the low E and then the A string, you should know, before you even hear the notes, you should know what that's going to sound like when you play the low E and then you play the A. You should know that that's a fourth, and you should know what a fourth interval sounds like. And so by knowing what the differences are in these notes and what the intervals are, when you're tuning, you're going to train your ear as you're tuning, and you're going to just become a pro. You know those guys that are strumming and then suddenly, like, you hear something's off and then they just suddenly go like that and turn the tuning peg, and then their guitar sounds great again. You're like, oh my gosh, how is that guy's ear so incredible? Like, he just immediately just knew how to tune his guitar like in 2 seconds. Well, you can learn that, and you can learn it pretty darn fast. Okay, that's in tune, the low E, all right? All the rest of the notes, I've thrown them out like crazy. Like, they're nowhere close to being in tune. And so I'm gonna show you how not doing that whole thing, that's not gonna help train your ear by trying to just figure out if it's an octave. It's not really gonna train your ear in the way that you should as a musician. So I'm gonna show you how to really train your ear as you're tuning your instrument. And it's actually gonna be somewhat more accurate, and you'll be able to just be strumming. I'll show you that towards the end of the video, and then suddenly just bam, something goes out of tune, you just bam, right, get it back into tune, okay? So I got the low E. That's the first thing you need to do. So when you're gonna go tune your instrument, hit a low E, all right? On somewhere, get a piano or something like that, give yourself a low E, and then try and do it with your ear. So the first thing that you should know is E string to A string is a fourth. That's the interval. Also going down and going up, okay? E to D is a fourth. D to G is a fourth. Then G to the B string is a major third, okay? And I'll teach you how to memorize these and practice them and everything in just a second. And then B to E is a fourth again. So what do we have there? We have all fourth intervals between every string, except for the G and B string, we have a major third interval. So you need to memorize these intervals. So how do we do that? All right, well, you need to first find a song. I think this is the most valuable and easiest way to memorize. Find some song that you're familiar with that uses that interval. Just work on it and find it. I'll teach you what my songs are. I use the song Auld Lang Syne. If all forgotten be forgot. So I use if all, that's a fourth. Do fa. And then I also use the song I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. These are just songs that are stuck in my mind. And I, do fa, do fa. So I get those if all, do fa, if all for acquaintance, and I. Okay, so we get the E right here. So, and then I'm gonna sing that, okay? So, do, fa, if all, do, fa, that's a fourth. I, and I, okay? Do, fa. I hold that until I hit it. And I try it again. Do, fa. So it sounds about right. Do, fa. And now you can play them together harmonically. And now you're teaching yourself also how to hear a harmonic interval, which is 2 notes played at the same time. So you play that and you go, okay, how do these ring? Does it sound very dissonant, or does it sound kind of like it's ringing together? And you go. Okay, it's pretty close. And then if you want to, you can check them with that octave. All right, sounds pretty good, okay? So we're gonna do it again. Do, fa, do, do, fa, if, fa, if, fa. There we go, we're getting it close there. I tuned some of these higher and I tuned some of them lower just to throw me all off. Now together harmonically. Cool. Yep, sounds good. So we got do, do. And then you can also play like a triad on these as well and go like this. And go do, do, mi, so, mi, do. Okay, does it work? Do, mi, so. See, I need to go up just a little bit. All right, so that was just a little G triad. All right, so we got the first three right. Do it again. Next one. Do, fa. So. And, ta, do, fa. All right, sounding pretty good. So you got to memorize the interval, figure out what your fourth is, and then again I can do it right here. Do, do, playing, this is just a G chord. So G chord, do, mi. So that's right. Mi, so, do. So do, mi, so, do. So it sounds pretty right. All right, cool. Oh, and I should, so all these were like super off. So that's how off the entire guitar was before I started doing this. It was literally just all completely out of tune, okay? So now the next one is that major third. So major third, for this I can just sing it. So I think the interval that I would use in a song is I would use, oh, when, do, mi. So, oh, when the saints, that's oh, when the saints go marching in is, do, mi, or you can memorize a triad, which you should, which is do, mi, so. Okay, so do, when. Oh, that's not very far off. Oh, when, do, mi, do, mi. Okay. Do, mi. So it's pretty much right there. Oh, or going down, you would go, I use summertime for going down. So summertime and the living is easy. I go summer. So that's right. Summer. Going B to G is a major third down or up. So summer. Yep, so it's in tune. So now we're gonna go B to E, which is again another fourth interval. So you should know that all these are what those intervals are. If all acquaintance, so do, fa, do, fa, do, fa, do, fa. So you should sing the interval and then try and see if your string is on it. And I can hear those ringing together. Sounds pretty decent. Okay, so let's see if we're all tuned up, okay? And it's not going to be as accurate. Your ear isn't, especially starting out. I'm still learning. I only started this ear training stuff probably like 6 months ago. And it's just unbelievable how much better of a musician it's made me in 6 months. I wasted so many years by not training my ear this way. Okay, so here we go. Sounds pretty good, right? So not perfect, but pretty darn close. Definitely a usable sound. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to be one of those guys that's like playing, and then suddenly, let's say your G string is out. So let's like tune down our G string right now, okay? So now listen, now I'm going to play the G, hear how awful it sounds. Awful, right? So let's say I'm playing through and I'm on a gig and I'm like, and suddenly I realize, Oh, a note is off, okay? No, okay, it's my G string. So all I have to do is I'm in the middle of a chord or something, I just hit it, hit the first, hit the note above the G string or below, whichever one you want to. Let's say hit the note below the G string. So still a little bit off. Okay, so now we're back in tune. Okay, just took like, you know, pretty darn fast, so you could do that on stage, you know. So let's try and do it just a little bit off now. Okay, I tuned it way down, probably wouldn't be that much off on stage. So okay, so it's off. Okay, so here we go. And then we are back pretty darn close to being in tune, enough that no one's gonna care. So there you go. Same thing. So I use "Come All Ye Faithful" going down. You can also practice it. You should definitely practice it going down. So I use "Come on." Okay, so I use "Come All Ye Faithful" for going down, except for, again, "Summertime" from the B to the G string, because that's the major third down. All the rest is the "Come on, come on," and then just hold it out and get that in tune. And this is how to train your ear while you're actually like tuning. So every day you're training your ear to be able to hear these sounds better and better with these intervals that are very important intervals to be able to hear. Because if you can't hear the, you know, one string to the next, then how are you going to ever be able to solo and improvise and actually be able to sing those melodies in your mind and then play them? That is exactly what you want to know, because you want to know that do, re, re. All right, good luck, guys. Hope this helped you out. Please leave me a thumbs up or a comment and let me know what you thought.